What's going on, my friends? Israel Galindo here, Advanced Networks, and today I just wanted to do a quick behind the scenes. So a lot of you guys have seen me make videos left and right, and we are here in one of the 3 studios that we actually have. This is our Advanced Networks studio. We also have an office studio, and we also have a multimedia entertainment studio. So we have a lot of stuff that we actually record and do. And some of you go, how do you do all of that? Well, I'm going to show you right now behind the scenes and give you the really ins and outs of the entire process. So we're basically going to start right now with what you guys don't get to see. So right now you get to see me, and I apologize for the flickering. There's actually a flickering going on right now with the camera. Something's running that's causing it to flicker. Oh, I know what it is. Let me turn this off. There we go. That's what it was. All right. So anyways, so right now you guys get to see my setup, my studio, my front end, if you will. But let's take you behind the scenes. Let me switch cameras here and take you behind the scenes. And this is going to be a lengthy video, but I think it'd be fun to show you. So this is actually behind the scenes. If you guys wanted to take a look here, this is what you don't get to see. So this is my setup. I've got a light over here that's more like tan color, amber color as we call it. I've got another amber light here to really give me that glow. And then I've got a white soft light in front of me. And these aren't expensive lights, but I really wanted to kind of take you behind the scenes so you can see how I record videos, not only for our customers, for ourselves, but also when we're doing, just as I did a video a few minutes ago in regards to Apple's emergency update, we're kind of going to take you through that. I created a video about Apple giving an emergency update of all Apple devices. So I haven't uploaded, I haven't done anything with the video. So if you've never done video, this is a great video to get you started. I'm going to teach you everything behind what I have set up here. I'm going to show you the skinny where this studio actually sits and really just give you the ins and outs of everything. So if you've never done video of gone live, but you always wanted to, this is the video you want to watch. And, you know, I'm doing it. I should actually be working right now. So anyway, so here we go. Let me take you again to behind the scenes so I can move you around a little bit. So again, this is really the scene. And let me click on my camera. This monitor to my right really has my items that I need to get ready to record next and so on. So I've got my video, my information, my content, if you will. This long monitor with a camera, I have a Elgato webcam right here. You can use any kind of camera. You can even use your phone. That camera sits up there for a reason. And the reason why I have this long wave is I'm going to show you. When I was talking about the Apple update security that I needed to do, what I did is I have my notes. I have my teleprompter in one of our other studios, but for here are my notes. So basically, you can't really see too much on the screen, and I'll switch shots in a minute so you can take a look. But I'm basically facing that camera right there with those notes. And the reason why I bring my notes up to this is I go by sections. In this example, I'm talking about the emergency update that Apple did. So I've got a little pre-set up, which is basically explaining in short bursts what's going to go down, and then switching to a promo, and so on and so on. As a matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do. Let me switch my output of video monitor to that one right there. Okay, there we go. So this is basically going to give you the shot that's going on there. So as I'm talking, as I'm switching my screens, as you can see on here, you can see my face and so on. Now, obviously, behind the scenes, you are not seeing that because you're actually seeing the actual screen. So first of all, when I go through the setup, I've got my intro going on here. And then once I go from the intro, then I actually go to my face. And I'll say something like the catch line, the trigger that I want to hook people into. In the example of the Apple video we were doing, it's something like Apple warns security risk, update to all devices immediately. Do you have an Apple device? Boom, boom, boom. And then I'll go to what we call the promo. So once I go into that promo, and I'll show you what I'm using to do all of the switching, then I actually go into my next line of what I need to talk to, or I'll switch it to like what we do, a side-by-side, where it's now connected to a second screen. In this screen, it just happens to be my device that I have on here, so I can show side-by-side. Now you're like, man, this is complicated. How do you do all that? This is like, this is beyond me. Well, basically, let me share my screen here. Let's do a full screen. So basically what I'm doing is I'm actually using my software to control everything. So we're going to kind of take you through that. But before I go through the setup of the video, I think it's most important and more fun to again take you behind the scenes. So let me take you again behind the scenes on here, and I'll just turn off that monitor shot. So, okay, so this is basically what you guys don't get to see, and I'm actually move this camera along with me so you can kind of take a look. So this is, believe it or not, this is a garage. As you can see, there's the garage. There is my lighting that you have, and obviously my stand-up desk. Let me switch over to stand-up desk. And then you got all the lights. Now, as I'm turning it around, this is where we have these brick walls that was made like a studio, right? These are just 4 brick walls connected. And here's the magic behind the brick walls. So I'm going to move this over to show you the side of the brick wall. If you look carefully, this is just wallpaper. It's a brick wallpaper. This is a foam wall, 8 feet tall, that I ended up getting at Home Depot for $12. So I've got 4 of them intertwined with each other there, again, giving you the illusion of a brick wall. And then I've got these hanging lights, which are really hot, by the way. Those are old school Home Depot lights, beautiful lights, but they are very hot. And then we've got our, LED fluorescent halogen logo there. But if you can see, when I turn this around, you can see that this is actually a garage. There's a kayak, believe it or not. So when I go outside of this area, you actually are just seeing a silver back wall. There really isn't a lot to that. So do you have to be living in a, I got my cable stuck. Do you have to have a $1 million studio that's, in Westminster or West LA to really give you that feel that you need to be in a studio like this? Not really. I mean, could you tell that this was in a garage? You could not tell this was in a garage. And anytime I've recorded videos, people go like, wow, this is like, are you in a production studio? I call it my production studio. And ever since the pandemic, we moved it from our office to here so I could continue to do my videos. Now, again, we do have another video setup where I actually have it in the office, and that's where I do more business videos as well. But I like doing videos here because of our emblem, logo, etc. Now, I'm going to move forward. This is going to get to the boring part. I'm going to move forward to what once I've recorded this, and I use a software called ecamm. This is the software that we're using to record this as you are seeing it. And as a matter of fact, I believe, let me see if I can do this for you guys. Let me give you the different view. Let's give you, I don't want to give you preview mode. I'm trying to switch over to a different view on this so you can kind of see here we go, live demo mode. Okay, let me see if I can give this to you in a different view. All right, let me see if I can give you live demo mode, and I'm not really sure what you guys are currently seeing. So let me turn on my Facebook just so I can see what you guys are seeing, because again, I'm seeing a different view than you are, and I just want to make sure that you are able to see my live view. So let me go on here. Here we go. I'm just logging into that. Okay, so yeah, so you are able to see my live view. So this is basically the screen that I'm on recording this software on. Now, my software, this is ecamm, and I'm going to see if I can get a pop-up there for you guys. My ecamm software that comes up is basically a paid software. There's a free version, But this paid software, what it does is it allows me to control my window, and I'm going to actually switch screens here so I can move my setup. So basically, I have cameras connected to this software, and I created what I call scenes. Now, this is my default scene on the top left. All that really is a camera with no overlays, as we call it, nothing in front. It's just me and you on the camera talking and moving on. There is another one that's faded out, so I can connect my iPad and I can draw on my iPad, and you guys will see my drawing on the screen. I actually don't have the iPad connected right now. And then I do have another scene on here where it's my other monitor where I could move stuff around and show you what I am working on. So that is another, yet again, system that allows me to really show you the behind the scenes. Now, I have these folders on the left-hand side. Let me go back to my original screen. I have these folders on the left-hand side that are my different companies, Evolve, A&W, Is Radio, things like that. And all of these scenes are broken down on that. So if I was going to go down the list of these scenes, here's my intro scene. Here's my camera scene with an overlay. An overlay is just a graphic over my face, so it makes it look like I'm inside this window, if you will. And then I also have a video, which happened to be the one I played earlier for the Apple emergency thing, which is just a video playing from YouTube like this. I don't think my voice will click into this one, so I'll click out of it pretty quick.
This morning, an urgent warning from Apple, alerting all users to
So that video basically was the cutscene between me and myself and the next thing I needed to talk about. As you can see right now, you're seeing me with a share of my phone on Facebook, which that's why you can see that. Again, going through, I have all of these different types of slides that takes you through the system and gets it all prepared. So let's say, okay, so I'm done, I'm recording a video, I'm done, it created a file, or I went directly live. Now that's the cool thing about software like this. I stream live and it still records a file for me, which really creates the file so then I can upload it to YouTube, which is what I'm gonna take you next. If you've never uploaded to YouTube, this is a good video for you to watch. So again, I created a very short burst video on Apple's emergency update to all devices, and it's ready to go in my file sitting right here. So I'm going to get out of live demo mode. And this is gonna just take me back to a dual screen, if you will. And in a second, that dual screen should only be showing my second monitor. So here is what it looks like on the back end, and I'm going to continue to flow on that so you guys can get a good view of what I am talking about. So on the left hand side here, I actually have my YouTube channel content. How do I get to YouTube channel content? Well, I go to my YouTube, I have an account, and this is how I would have uploaded my video, but I'm going to take you how to do that in a minute. I click on my little icon on the top right, and then I'm going to go to YouTube Studio, which is the third one down the list. Now, once I've gotten to my YouTube Studio, then I'm going to go on the left-hand side to content. Now, when I have content, I can upload a video, which is what we're going to do right now. We're going to do the Apple video together so you can kind of see how it's going to be ready to go with a beautiful image, thumbnail, and all of that. So if you guys want to follow through, this is going to be a great video for you. You can also save it. I'll also record this, leave this recording on YouTube so you guys can also have access to it later. So what I'm going to do is I want to upload a video. So there's a little create up here on top, and I can hit upload videos. And all I'm going to be doing, and I'm working on a Mac, by the way, and you can do this on PC. I'm just going to drag my video that I recorded earlier with the Apple emergency update, and it's going to upload the video. Now, if you've never uploaded a video to YouTube, it's going to basically ask you the same things that you see when you are watching a YouTube. The title, the description, and all of that good stuff. So I'm just going to walk you through the steps as I'm doing it myself. So you need something catchy in the title. Now, Apple emergency update probably wouldn't get my attention. something like this. Apple warns security risk. Update all devices to 4.8 immediately with an exclamation point. That probably will get your attention. Or maybe, do you own Apple devices? You need to update them today, or something, whatever it is. I'm going to leave it as that. And then in regards to what I want to put in the description. Now, the description is important because it gets searched and ranked very carefully. So I always want to just tell you guys this immediately. Have a title, and right underneath the title, give me 3 hashtags that are important. Apple, emergency, update, hacker. You can do as many tags, but I only do like 3, 4 maybe. 14.8. I don't think you can do 14.8 on the hack, but I'm going to do it anyways. And just put news because it was very important. Anyway, so once I've done that, I talk a little bit of what I talked on my item. Now, I'm going to teach you really the back ends of this stuff of how some of these things you can kind of not worry about having to write yourself. I've got software that uses AI that writes it for me. To give you an example, and here's a perfect example. Let me stretch this out. I want to basically give you guys a blog idea on writing section. So let's go here and put Apple emergency update. And I just put Apple releases emergency update. When I tell it to write it for me, this AI is actually writing for me what I don't need to even think about. This is what it wrote. It said, Apple released an emergency software update in response to the iPhone vulnerability. The company has issued a statement announcing its, delivery of the bug. Now, maybe I want it to be more, right? I like that. I'm going to copy that into our video. So I'm going to go over to our video and I'm going to put it right here underneath that. I already have that on here, so I might not need to go any further. But if I want to basically move further with the line, I can highlight this and say, write me another paragraph in regards to that. And obviously it's telling me that, hey, you already have a nice one there. So let me try highlighting this. So what this is going to do is this is going to actually write me a further paragraph. Apple releases a software update against vulnerabilities, blah, blah, blah. The company issued this statement. So now I've got something nice and full, and it's written it to me. And here's the cool thing about this software. It's called Write. It's RITR.me is the website. I can make it convincing. I can make it humorous. I can make it assertive. I can make it cautionary. The tone, you can make that. So I like how it came out. I'm going to go back to my content, and I'm going to replace that on there like that. So I'll leave that on there. Now you get 5,000 words on that descriptor. That's basically what you're allowed to put in there. Now we get into the fun stuff. We get to put an image. If you don't create an image, it's going to add one from your video. We're going to go there in a minute as far as the image. Playlists are any playlist that you have. Think of it like Spotify or Pandora, where you have an actual playlist. Now for me, Apple warning a security risk is going to go under business, and it's going to go under awareness. And I think those are the only 2 I could really think of putting it on there. Yeah, those are the only 2 I'm really going to be doing. Maybe Tech Talk, Essentials, maybe something like that. So those are the ones that I'm going to do that. Now I've got subscribers from my customers that subscribe to my newsletter. So I could actually add it to my newsletter about the emergency update. So they're going to get the alert on an email saying Israel just released something in his newsletter, which is really this update that has to be done for every device today. Has to be done. So once we go down this list of playlists, then it asks me, and this is very important, is it made for kids or not? If it's made for kids, there are certain things that it'll scan for that it will not let you do. If you use a cuss word in there, if you use certain images, obviously I'm going to say no, it's not made for kids, but it doesn't restrict it. It's not like a rated R system, right? Not like in the movie system. I'm just going to here and say don't restrict my views to 18 and older, which is not really an 18 and older kind of thing. You know, kids also have iPhones, but if I click the kids, then I'm in a different category, and then it really goes into a lot of security lockdowns for that video. Is it paid promotion? I'm not really endorsing anything, so I'm not clicking any of that because I'm really not making any money on that. Automatic chapters, it literally will break down your items as chapters. But for now, we're not going to do chapters. I'm actually going to show you how to do breaking down in chapters, which is really easy. Now we get into the tags. Now this is where you might get lost and go, I have no idea what I'm supposed to put for tags. Hashtag Starbucks, hashtag Apple, hashtag Bill Gates, hashtag, you know, Bill Gates is not Apple. I'm just being silly. So I use two companies. I use this one here. It's Video IQ or Vid IQ. But my important one that I want to share with you is called Tubebuddy. So what this is going to do is Tubebuddy is going to recommend certain keywords that are already trending, which helps your video grow leaps and bounds. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start adding pluses to 14.8, you know, because that was one of the tags. 14.8 released. You know, I don't want to do a jailbreak. We already have a few in there. Breaking news. That's another good one, you know, for the tag. Pegasus spyware. That was another one that would really, this is really, what is that? Cyber security. That's a really good one. Now, vidIQ is my other one. And it goes, hey, you probably want to use iOS 15, privacy. Okay, I'll use privacy. It's not really iOS 15, but some people might be searching for 15 and then they'll see that this isn't important. Breaking news today, you know, it'll go down and then you can go through and do update. Now you can add your own as well. You know, again, the same tags that I used in the upper area here, emergency hacker. Those are ones that I do want to add. So let me go ahead and copy those. And if you've already got them in your description, you technically don't really need them in the tags. I do them anyways. But I should have split them apart. So let me just type them in. Apple emergency alert, update, hacker, you know, virus, security exploits. GPS, camera, audio, you know, privacy, and warning. All right, so I added a bunch of them that I felt were pretty important to add in there. Now that I've got my tags in there, I'm gonna just go scroll down, and then it's gonna get into a section where it's asking me the language. Okay, well, it's in English, and then I can do subtitles, which especially for this video, which is really for everybody in the world, I can add subtitles and I can all of that. Now, has this content aired on the US? No, it has not. So I'm gonna do that. The recording date, you can put whatever date you recorded it, and the location, I'm just gonna use Los Angeles, California. And then as far as the licensing, I always do standard YouTube licensing. That's basically your default. You can do Creative Commons, which you're attributing to something. This is if you've got any videos like the one I just did from the news. I do a Creative Commons. This way, the license doesn't block my video because it's going to see that I use something that was from the news. If you see me moving my wrist, I got acupuncture done yesterday, and my wrist is acting up a little. So I'm going to leave it a standard for right now. Now, in regards to embedding, yes, I want to allow embedding into a website and all of that, and publish to subscription feeds to notify subscribers. Yes, I want people to know about this video. Short sampling, allow people to sample this content. People can just hover over it, and it'll give you a little animated view of what the content is. Now, as far as this category, it's education. I'm going to put it under news. It could go under technology, you know, science and technology category, right? So this is a good one to go under. Technically, it's news because it's an emergency alert. It does also fall under technology, you know, because, you know, a lot of people follow technology. But, you know, and you really want to go to people and blogs, so one of those. Right now, I'm just going to keep it under news. You know, part of me said that. Now, the last part is comments and ratings. You don't want people to leave nasty comments and all of that. So any inappropriate comments, I always just say hold potentially inappropriate comments or advertising or all that junk in your comments. And then I sorted from the top down. So all the new comments are on top. Show how many views, likes, and dislikes of this video. Why is that important? Well, some people get offended. You know, if it shows 99% people hated the video and have dislikes, it might sway somebody to not watch the video. And, you know, do you want that? I leave it because, yeah, it does sway me. Oh, 138,000 people loved the video. Great. 12 didn't. Well, I guess 12 didn't like the video. All right, whatever. So once I've got everything set in here, I want to go back and create a beautiful picture. Right now, my video is me staring at you with my mouth wide open and my phone on the right. I don't want that to be my video. My thumbnail, basically, the main shot. I look surprised on this one. I can go to this one. I want to create my own thumbnail. So basically, I'll go over to canva.com. Now, under canva.com, if you've never used it, I consider it like a very user-friendly Photoshop. So we're going to create one together. You know, let's do it. So here we go. All right, so I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to put YouTube thumbnail. I got to spell thumbnail correctly. So now that I've gone on here, thumbnail, it gives me a bunch of different ones that are kind of important. But I want to add something very techy. I want to show the iPhone. I want to show something. So we're going to go down to a little further. So I also want to show something where the guy looked shocked. So let's go over here. You know, maybe we'll pick somebody and then select a different gal. You know what? Maybe this one. I'm just going to pick this one right now. So, all right. And then we're going to modify it and change it around, you know. And so it already has the layers for you. And then you can add different elements. You can upload own images. You can add your own text and so on and so on and so on. Logos, you name it. So for now, this girl looks like she's got on an iPhone. She doesn't look too shocked. So maybe I'll find a girl that actually looks shocked. And then go from there. So let's just go on here and we'll just put Apple emergency updates 14.8. You know, so obviously it's a little big, so I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to bring it from 80 to a little bit smaller so it fits. So there we go. I want to do an Apple logo up here, so I'm going to look in here and see if anybody has an Apple logo. I don't see an Apple logo. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up a new tab. I know I'm going quick. Apple logo PNG. Now PNG means there's no background on it. So here's the Apple logo. So basically I'm going to take something like this or something gray. You know, I like the gray one. So I'll select this one. I'm going to right click this logo. I'm going to save the image. And then it's basically going to tell me, I'm going to just call it Apple logo. And I'm going to save it to my downloads as a PNG. PNG doesn't have a background again, you know, something important to know. So once I go back to my Canva, I'm going to go to uploads. I'm going to upload an image. And I'm going to go to my downloads where the Apple logo is. So once this is uploaded, hopefully it doesn't have a background because I think, no, this still has a background. So let me do it a different way because obviously I needed to go into the actual website to grab it. So let me go on here and we'll take this one. I don't really care about your ad. Here it is. And then I can download it from here. So let me go ahead and download this one. Yeah, this one looks good to me. And we'll go ahead and download this one right here. Let's scroll down. Perfect. All right. So let's save image as Apple logo 2. All right. So I'm going to go back in here. And I'm going to upload that guy. There we go. That's better. Now, how can I tell the difference? The one on the right has the checkered, and the one on the left does not. So that's actually showing me that, and it still didn't grab it correctly. So obviously, I needed to download it from a different way. Let me go on here. Yeah, I should have just got it off a different site. Some websites are giving you the actual logo with no background, and some of them are giving it to you with the background. So let's just to be clear, you know, let's just do something like this one here. Anyways, point being, we need an Apple logo is basically what we need. We just need an Apple logo. That one, obviously my background here is pink. So we want to do that. Now there is a way to remove backgrounds in Canva. I don't want to go into those details right now because it is a little more than I want to teach you guys today. I really just want to go into just giving you the skinny of this. All right, so let's just go here. We'll download this PNG. Some websites, if you're asking where do you actually get it and how do you know, some you'll know because it'll go here and it'll want you to register. I don't want to register. PNG egg is pretty good. So let's just find anything here with buses. Buses will work here. And then it actually let me download the file here at the bottom left. Some will want you to register and pay money. And if you get that, just skip that. I mean, that's not important to do though. So let's upload one more time, one more Apple logo. And yes, sometimes this is frustrating to get something and you're like, man, this is a lot of work. But yes, it is a lot of work. So here we go. Right now, the question is, do I want the Apple logo hiding back there? Do I want it up here? Well, for me, I'm going to keep it up here because I want people to see there's an emergency update. And obviously, maybe let's move it down here. Put this in the middle, you know, and then these little squigglies. Yeah, that looks fine right there. All right, so, and of course, some of you that are perfectionists are going to say, man, the apple's got to go right over the word apple and it's going to be centered. Come on, brah. Update all devices now. And then let's go ahead on that. Maybe we'll do a red. There we go. And good, right? So there you go. Now for me, because I created this, I always like to add my logo. So I'm going to go through the uploads that I've had before on here. And we'll upload our work logo, which that's right there. So I'm going to do this guy. And oops, I moved the wrong one. Let's go back and grab my logo. Oh, also, if you ever get a logo stuck behind something, you can just drag it out of the way. You can right click, send backwards. You know, and then you can just send whatever in your way. So let me just shrink this down. And we'll leave it right there. All right, perfect. There we go. So there you go. So that's going to be my YouTube thumbnail. And I'm going to call this Apple 14.8. All right, so now that I have it, I'm going to download that. Saved as a PNG. The size is already set for that. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. And if it doesn't fit, I'll show you how to go back and do it correctly. So now that I've got that completed, I'm going to go back to my YouTube application that I was in. And I'm going to hit upload thumbnail. So now that I've got my 14.8, there it is. All beautiful and ready to go. Now you can do what they call an A/B test. You can have two different thumbnails and it'll cycle between the two and see which one is better. I like the colors on that. I like it. And in big letters, Apple emergency update to 4.8. You got to do it now. So now that I've got it all on there, I'm going to go ahead and hit next. From here, it wants to do, if you guys seen when you're watching a video, at the end of the screen, it fades in suggested videos to watch. There's also cards to say, hey, subscribe. So I've got them already preset as my template. But if you don't, you can basically select the video that you want them to follow. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want them to follow any videos. So you can leave it blank and hit next. For me, I'm just going to import the latest video from Advanced Networks. And it'll tell me it's completed. And I'm going to do the subscribe card. Obviously, because my end screen already has a subscribe card, I'm not going to do that one. So we'll leave it like that. Checks, but it's going to do is it's going to check for any copyright. Maybe you stole some music, maybe you stole the video. This will tell you if it's even worth putting up or if it's going to get blocked. Like for our music channel, we have a lot of music that gets blocked, so it's always good to check the copyright, make sure that there is no issues. So then I go to visibility. Do I want this scheduled? Do I want it private? Do I only want it to be for the public? Do I don't want it to show up and then keep it unlisted? Do I want to schedule it? Do I want to make it a premiere? Well, for this, we're going to make it to the public. Right now, everybody needs to see that video, very important. And it basically tells me, hey, the current times are between 9 and 11. Well, guess what? It's 10:30 in California right now. So I'm going to do it published. So now that I've published this video, then it tells you to promote it. So obviously, I'm going to go to my note that talked about, hey, do you own a phone? It is imperative you update right now. Now I'm going to take it to Facebook and I'm going to push that and it's going to go to another screen with the video ready there. And I'm just going to, obviously you see the title and you can't miss it. I'm going to paste what I had. I don't need all of this. I just need the gist of it. So when you are looking in Facebook, you get the gist. So okay, so it kind of tells you a little bit and it tells you the smidget. So there it is. So, and I'll just tag it with a few more hashtags on here. Advanced networks, LC, and security risk. Update all devices. We get it. We're Facebookers. Then we go like that. I'm gonna save this because I want to use this also on Twitter. So I'm gonna keep that. And it is very important that you promote what you've created. If you don't, then the people that follow you will see it, but the people that don't, and it's always good to do those keywords. So now that I just remember that, 14.8. And let's just do Pegasus security. Okay. Oh, cyber security. All right, here we go. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, post it to Facebook, and it is going to update. Now my Facebook viewers will be able to see that it's going on. Now I want to do the same thing to Twitter and Reddit, so it's the same thing. Apple warns update. I like it, straight to the point, and it's already shared via that. So I really don't need anything on that except maybe the hashtags because I think this is straight to the point. Everybody needs to see that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste everything and I'm going to basically delete everything but the hashtags. So let's get rid of that. All right, let me push this back up. And anything in the pink, by the way, cannot be seen because you have too many words in there. So I'm going to get rid of advanced networks. I don't need that one in Twitter. There's Pegasus security file. Okay, so there, that looks good enough for me. Now, if you wanted to look pretty, I could go here and I can upload that Apple thumbnail that we just did. There it is, so people can see it. They can hit the YouTube and they can watch it. And I just called it the YouTube like I'm a 49-year-old guy. Wow, the YouTube. Did I just turn 50? I think I just turned 50. Oh my God. Go to the YouTube and the Facebook. Let's get rid of that out of there. And so we went to Twitter, posted that on there. And as you can see, then I can continue on my channel to share and so on. I can email it and so on, which I do want to email to my viewership, but that's a whole other end. Oh, you can just copy the link and send it to your friends and say, dude, update your phone. You don't want to be one of those people that doesn't update the phone. So let's go to some little analytics. There's already comment already on my video. So I want to see what somebody said. As you can see, some Russian guy put a URL link that I don't want in there. I don't want it in there. I want it out of there. This guy shouldn't have posted on my site. So I'm going to remove and I can report. So I'm going to remove it because I don't want anybody to get it. And it is gone. So obviously a Russian guy already saw it and he's doing that. Now, let me go back to the channel so you guys can see. When you're back in your channel content, if you look at your video, you can click on the video to get all of these information, or you can just do analytics. Let's look at analytics and really see how it's doing so far. Well, it just went up, like seriously, a couple of minutes ago, and it's updating, and there is nothing trending. Now, let me go back and show you a video that has had a lot of trends. So let me go to something that has, here we go, here's a good one. This email design, we're gonna go to the trends on that. And you can see 11 people watched it, 0.7 hours of watch time, no subscribers from it. And it kind of tells you really on the audience and everything else, including your engagement. So it's kind of tell you your traffic sources, how it's flowing, if it's worth it, who's watching it, how old the person was that watched it, and so on and so on. So this gives you a lot of information of how your video has reached, how much engagement, how many forwards, what kind of audience are you getting? Are you making videos for somebody over 40 or under 40? So these analytics are really, really, really good to have. You can also go to the comments, and it is very important that you respond to your comments because it's engagement with the video. Now I can go here on the subtitles and I can add subtitles to it. I can add a language. And I know that right now YouTube does have third party that you can pay a fee to, 99 cents, to change it to all of that. And as you can see, English and Hindi are the two top right now in my audience. So some Hindi people are following my my India people are following my channel. So it is important that I do a translation on that. So I can always translate that, and you can hit upgrade now, and then it'll go through and translate things for you. There's obviously a fee. Now for Vid Iq, this will go through, and again, this is a third party that I have installed with my YouTube account, and this will go through and tell me ideas for the month and ideas. I have 44 different ideas that I can do right now that it's suggesting I should make videos on that are important for this channel, which is technology. I can also look at my views. What are the top views videos that I have, and I can make more of that type of video and so on. So really that just takes you into the YouTube world of that. And now that I've done my video, I can go back to my channel. And in my channel, let me stop the video from
Why should you use that?
Starting. Once I go in here, then I can go down my list, and there it is. It's in my latest upload. 6 minutes ago, the video was uploaded. Now, as you can see, look at the first row of videos with thumbnails. Looks professional. Look at the second row of videos. Not as professional. All of these where it shows my face, where I look like I'm sitting in the toilet, which I'm not, by the way, or sitting in the Tesla, or, a lady, with public DNS, or me looking at different, what was that? I think I was showing up a different phone. Just need really good thumbnails to stand out, because up here, you're going to be slewed to click on something. Down here, you're like, oh, what's this guy doing? So, and again, these are the playlists. These are the different playlists that I have. Now, for now, I need to reorganize them because I did a playlist, a category on DIY tech, yet I really don't ever do DIY tech, which I should. I have a lot of cool DIY tech, but that's not the top of my list that I want to keep it under. Home business, cutting the cord, filming, marketing. As you can see, I have a lot more marketing. Maybe I change that up a little bit so my channel really has that. Because right now, uploads and Ask a Tech are the top two. And those aren't really my list. I need to reorganize my list. Now, when I'm in my channel, I can make setting changes to that channel. But for right now, I'm not going to go into all of that. And by the way, if you guys really need to know, it's just customize channel. And then in a customized channel, I told you I wasn't going to go into it. Now I'm going into it because now it's bothering me that my sections are not correctly set. So here's my upload section. Here's live now. Here's single videos. I can actually grab a playlist, which is a single playlist. And then I can select it. Here's my newsletter, right? Here's my business. Newsletter is extremely important for me to have it on there. So as I go down here, I can then drag this up and move it up And I told you guys I wasn't going to do this, but I'm doing it anyways because otherwise it's going to now bother me. So I've got my uploads. I've got my newsletter. I really don't care about Ask a Tech right now as a section. And you can only have so many sections at a time. Obviously, cutting the cord, I'm going to remove. Geeky gadgets, I'm going to remove because I'm not really looking at it. Filming, I have a whole different channel for that. So, yeah, newsletter is important. And for me right now, a playlist called Business is very important. So let me go back into here. And then we'll just do business, which has that. Awareness is very good. So looking at all of these, I'm looking at important one. Awareness does have a lot. So let me just add awareness. I'll deal with the rest later. And I will move this up the channel right underneath my newsletter. And let's do one more. Now, live now, I probably would keep it above the uploads if I was live. I'm not live, and I never really go live on this channel. So, you know what? Let me just put it above that. I'll just keep it on that for now. All right, so let's go ahead and publish this. Anytime you change anything, you want to do a publish. So now when you're looking at the channel, now you're going to notice that it's going to look a little different because now you've got uploads.
Why should you use us?
You've got newsletters, you've got awareness. Now it looks a little cooler, right? I mean, now it looks like an actual YouTube channel. So that's the tools that I'm using on that. Now, once I'm done, I mean, really, that was the gist of that. So I'm going to take you to behind the scenes one more time, only because I like to show you one more fun thing. Where's my behind the scenes camera? All right. This is called my Stream Deck. I have to move the camera closer so you guys can actually get a good view of it. So here we go. So this Stream Deck just programs each button to what I have on my scenes. So for me, I'm a weirdo. So what I do is I do an intro, a video, a single, a video, a side-by-side, a video, and so on. Because the way I go is if I'm going to go to my intro, and then if I'm going to be on my single shot, then that's that. But if I do intro, single shot, video, because I'm talking on a video, and then I'll go to video 2 if I have another video that I'm showing, video 3, video 4, and so on. And I think I'm showing you videos without behind the scenes. Let me go back to my behind the scenes shot. Okay, here we go. So really, these just get programmed again. Single shot, video, promo, you know, background, and so on. So these are all the different ones that I actually myself program. So when I'm talking, I'm not doing this, which a lot of us do, and you hear the click. If I'm on the screen and I don't have behind the scenes programmed, so if I'm there and I happen to hit a button like this, I don't have a behind the scenes program, so I have to actually click the button on my screen here versus down there. Now, once I program it, as I'm talking to you guys, pretend this is me, I have my hand up here as I'm talking to you, or I can move it closer, and I'm soft keying as I'm talking to you, flipping through the buttons. And I apologize for all that nauseous waviness going on there. So let me keep that back there for you guys. So realistically, that is how I run through the whole Process Studio. Is it difficult? No. Lighting is probably the worst out of everything, believe it or not. You can do this with an iPhone. Lighting is the worst one, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me show you. Let me go back to my screen. Now, I'm dark skinned. So for me, the tan lights make me look like I just got back from Cancun. This white light in front of me, I only added it because I was taking a live streaming class and somebody said, your red brick looks way too red, like it's on fire. Add some backlights. I already have backlights on there. The red brick is because I adjust my saturation and gamma a little hotter so I can look tanner. When I put the white light up there, I really gave myself a white face, which I like, but I don't like. I like looking tan. So if I turn off that light, as I'm going to right now, so you can kind of get the gist of it, this is with the white light off, which really gives me more of that tan feel that I do like. I like this look. This is what I personally like. Everybody has their own look, right? You filter your phone because you don't like a certain look, a certain light. For me, I like it like this. I don't like the bright light, but I also had studios that gave me the white fluorescent light, and I don't like that. And I just noticed my camera making some weird hesitation, which I got to see what that's about. I look like Max Headroom there for a minute, like very 1980s VHS. So it is important to have lighting, which I'll get into right now, on that. So for me, you always are going to have a light to the left when you're facing the camera and one to the right to give you lighting on both sides. Without it, it looks like this. Let me actually, let me turn off the light so you can kind of see. If I had no lights, this is what I would look like. You've got the glow in the back, which does give me that key light action from the back, enhances my 3D version of me, but it's very dark, and I'm getting the glow of the computer. Now, if I do the white light above without the side lights, let me show you what it looks like, because it's going to give me a very, very bright glow, but look at the sides of my face. They are dark. So you can get a spotlight. You don't need fancy lights. You can get a spotlight. You can open a window. So set yourself up near a window where you got a beautiful light 3/4 of your face, to kind of enhance that. For me, I enhance the blue on this side. I know it sounds silly. You probably have never seen it. I enhance the blue from that light on purpose because I like the color blue. And also the backlight really enhances my shoulder to a blue as well. Sometimes I'll turn on that one or just leave it as is. But when I turn on one of the lights, now it gives me that glow. Now this light is about 2 feet away from me, and the white light is right above me, all facing me. Actually, I'll show you behind the scenes so you can see what it looks like. So here we go, as I was talking about. Here is my gigantic soft light, and right here, believe it or not, right here is my tan light, or amber light if you call it. It's just sitting like almost in front of it. Because I like that dual color. This does have dual color. It does have white and it does have amber. I just like that to be like that. Now my other one sits right here and it's turned off. So let me go back to my face, and you can see that now this is bright. This has a shadow. Now it's fine. I haven't shaved, but you can see also that for me, this is too white. I don't like it. Now I look pasty. So I have to turn on the saturation and the gamma, which makes the brick look way too red, because I don't want to look so white. I can move the white light back a little bit or higher, because I was playing with it. But instead what I'm doing is I'm flipping one of the, because it's got dual switches, I'm flipping it. So I'm going to turn on my secondary light. And as you can see now, I've got a glow on both sides of my face. So it really gives me that full 3D view. And it looks like I just got back from Cancun, except my arm looks a little pasty. So that's basically how I go to create a video and get on camera with you guys. And really, my suggestion to you is just go live. You don't need all of this. You don't need all of this. You can grab your phone and start talking and go live. Now you're going to ask me, well, I'm not somebody that likes to be in front of the camera. You probably don't, and that's okay too. Is it important to get your point across into the world? Not really. I mean, if you really don't feel like you have anything to say, everybody has something to say, and I feel everybody has something to say. I have friends that have shown me how amazing they cook, and they put their phone over stuff and they walk me through what they cook, and I'm going, why don't you have a YouTube channel? People should know what you can cook. I have a friend who, no joke, carves wood and makes the most amazing things. As a matter of fact, he carved a logo that looks exactly like this in 3.5 hours. And I'm like, how do you do that in 3.5 hours? I can't carve wood like that. And yet they need to have a channel, but they don't. They're like, oh, I just do this for my passion. I don't want to share it with the world. You don't have to force anybody to share it with the world, but you all have talents. And it's always nice to do that. Now, for me, I'm only sharing the behind the scenes because a lot of people go, man, you have a lot of money. You have some amazing studios. No, this is literally in my garage in my house. Those are foam walls that cost me, again, $12 times 4. And then buying the wallpaper on Amazon, a couple of rolls to put it up to look like a brick. That's it. $50, if that. Yeah, this is the only thing that's most expensive out of everything. That was like a $400 purchase, but that was, a company project that I wanted to buy for my company. Everything else is like cheap. That little thing right there, 99 cents at the 99-cent store. Same thing with that. These blue lights in the back. Let me move one of these out of the way. Yeah, you've seen these blue lights at, Best Buy for $79, $99. Well, guess what? If you've never gone to the store called Five Below, which is a techie 99-cent store, I got each of those for $5. And they were great. They changed colors. All they're doing is to accent a glow behind these. And then that lamp in the back there, I got it also at Five Below for, I think it was like $7. I know they call it Five Below, but then sometimes you see stuff in there for $10, whatever. But everything in here is not expensive. I found these little orange and blue trays that you can't really see. Let me go behind the scenes one more time to kind of show you. Let me switch the camera around. Here we go. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, these containers were being thrown out, and I got them for like, I don't know, $10. But as you can see, all of these little knickknacks behind the scenes were not really expensive. They are like simple things. And for me, again, I do cameras and video and lighting and all of that, but it's really not needed to do all of this. I mean, again, you can get away with a phone and a lamp and open windows, and that really works. My studio that I have in my office is just that. It's my desk, and I have a bay window, and I get natural light, but I still have overhead lights, ring lights, to really focus on my face, and that as well. Oh, one thing I forgot to talk to you guys about, which I do want to bring up, is microphones. You're going to notice that I have these in my ears. I'm not ever using these to speak out of. Even in my Zoom, I never use these to speak out of. I have a microphone that I speak out of. Now, you can use these for Zoom, but as I'm recording, I use an actual microphone. Now, this was an expensive microphone. This is like a $300 microphone. It was very expensive. Do I like it? Yeah. Does it pick up way too much? It picks up way too much. I ended up buying this one. Let me see if I could pull it up for you guys. Way cheaper, and I use it at my office. I like that better. Wave mic. Let me find it for you. Yeah, here it is. It's called the Elgato Wave 3. Oh, you know what? Let me switch to my shared screen. It's loading. I ended up getting this microphone, and believe it or not, it's so much cheaper. I know it says $129, but I think right now I saw it at Best Buy for $99. Let's just go to it. It sounds so much better than the Hyper. I love my Hyper mic, don't get me wrong, and I love that it glows red and it's beautiful. But this one here, I know it doesn't look like much, and it's made by Elgato, which Elgato makes great products. But I was able to get it for $99, and I have that thing mounted like I do. Let me go back to my behind the scenes shot like this. I have it like that, and I sit at my other desk with that other mic. And again, no disrespect to Hyper. Hyper makes amazing microphones, but this is 3 times the price. Yet I feel that, and again, being in the garage, if I start the dryer, this thing's like grabbing all that sound. My wave mic grabs my voice and just my voice, and it sounds, when I create videos, it sounds so much clearer. Now, can I adjust the sound with both of them? Yeah, they both have software, and it's really cool, and you can adjust how you want to hear it. But believe it or not, that 99 mic is a great microphone. I love that mic. It really does. It reminds you of those like early 1960s, 1970s, right in front of your face and all of that. And the last question that I will answer for you that I know you haven't asked yet: is it better to have the microphone up to your face and showing on camera, or not showing on camera like I do right here? I have it off screen. You can't see it. Also, this overlay blocks it from being seen. But realistically, to get a better sound, this is me this far from it, right? This is me as I talk to you that far from it. So this is about 1.5 to 2 feet. Yeah, 1.5. The other one I was about 6 to 8 inches. I like it like this. I have it set next to my next to my monitor and my camera being up there. And that's another thing, is my camera's so high sometimes I look at the screen while I'm talking to you versus looking up there, which I need to remember to always look up there, or move the camera closer to the microphone and talk to you directly this way. But I like looking at this because I'm looking at my monitor as I'm talking to you. I also can read my notes. All right, guys, I know this video was almost an hour long. I know it was. And if you're watching the replay, leave some comments, have some questions. Let me know. This is what I do. I love sharing and teaching people different things. And if this helps, great. If you've never done this and you're curious about it now, hit me up and let me know. We're always happy to share information. I'm not one of those people that's going to hold anything behind. You need to see anything behind the scene, I'll show you behind the scenes. All right, guys, have a great, beautiful day. Stay safe. I'll talk to you on the next one.